We are at roughly the halfway point of the season here in the Majors Division 2. Leafyside Celtic currently with a commanding lead on the rest of the division. Will they be able to see it through? Hello everyone, I am Metafiction, and we've got some exciting matches for you today. As I say, Celtic currently top of Division 2, favorites for promotion as things stand. They'll be taking on SFV in our second match of the day. Of course, later on, we'll also have CD Tenochtitlan, one of the other promotion hopefuls, taking on Tokyo SC, who themselves are mounting a bit of a promotion push. That match will be very important, perhaps, in determining the second place as it stands. Such is Celtic's lead. But of course, first up, we travel to Argentina, where CA Buenos Aires will take on last place AC Romana. It has, of course, been a rough season thus far for Romana. Only one win this season, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly on a bit of a skid of late. I'll be hoping to try and turn that around as best they can. Indeed, there you see only 3 points for Romana on the season compared to Celtic's 18 up in first place. Buenos Aires, one of that middle pack, trying to keep touch with Tenochtitlan and Tokyo. Only one of those teams, it seems, will be likely to enter the promotion playoff at the end of the season. We are, of course, underway here. Buenos Aires going right to left in the orange and black. Of course, in their purple and gold, as is tradition. Romana, of course, as has been relatively recent development, in need of a new manager. Longtime manager Molino stepping down recently. Certainly some tumultuous times there in Rome. They'll be looking for somebody to try and right the ship, because as it stands, they are currently last in Division 2. Although, with as well as Inter London have been doing down in the minors, there is some reason to hope for the future. Not a lot to report here in the early goings. Buenos Aires with the first real chances, but Romana with the corner here. Riveras lays it off to Sanji, and that shot is deflected behind for a corner kick. Jesper Schoeman sends it, trying to aim for the far post, but Satoshi able to hold on. Dobrich with the free kick and a good save by Satoshi. Dr. Wad to deliver the corner kick. Once again, aiming far post, this time headed away by Lorenzo. Sanji. Back to Riveras. And Scott poking the ball free. Now a corner kick for Buenos Aires. Ruben finding McManus in a lot of space on the edge of the area. Takes the shot right at Columbus. Player offside in any case. Stausch to Riveras. Schoeman. Up the line and back. Riveras trying again for Schoeman. Gagnon finding Hoppity. Hoppity to the end line, trying to finish from a close, sort of tight angle. And that's behind for a corner. Jesper Schoeman on the corner kick. It's headed away. Sanji again gets to it first. Hoppity. Flip takes the shot. It's deflected away. Romana with a slow start, but have found their way into this match. We near halftime already. Not much to report from either side. Neither side really with a killer chance thus far. Criminal getting around Gagne there. Lorenzo taking a very optimistic shot, and that ends up over the bar. Seconds to go in this first half. Looking more and more likely we will have a scoreless draw at the break. Romana might have one more chance to get forward here in the dying seconds. Shonen. Through ball. Sanji had a really good chance. The shot was blocked by Tirano Criminal, and that is going to do it in the first half. Romana looked very close to breaking through right there at the end. Unfortunately, you just couldn't get the shot off. So we go into the break 0-0. And Romana starting to show some signs of life here. Buenos Aires had the advantage for a lot of that half, but neither side really with that cutting edge that's necessary in a match like this. Still 45 minutes to play. Either side could find an opening. There's Santori, who's picked up a knock, but is still playing. Have to keep an eye on that as this match continues. Meanwhile, Hoppity to Gagne off the kickoff. McManus getting a foot in there. Flip intercepting that pass back and sends the ball into no man's land. Rivera's able to get to it uncontested though. Rivers intercepting the pass though. Scott hits it forward to Santori. Santori taking the touch and a good save by Cronus. And that could have been a really dangerous break there. Ruben stands over the corner, finds McManus on the edge of the area. Shot blocked by Showman, who does take possession. Pass to Rivers. And again, a good block, this time by Sanji. Romana doing well to press in their defensive third to try and stop those balls from causing trouble in the box. Stausch forward to Gagne. Now Hoppity, and we get around Criminal. Cross goes in, and the header by Showman at the far post. Easy for Satoshi to get to. Romana being very patient with their build-up here. Wad can't quite get that pass online. Ruben going it forward, but Wad is there. Now Hoppity up the line, continuing to carry. Cross at the end line, falls to Riveras, and that's over the bar. Buenos Aires 2 points behind Tenochtitlan in second going into today's match. A win would, for the moment, put them in second place in that promotion playoff spot. Meanwhile, Romana, a win would see them into fifth rather than sixth as that shot careens off the post. The closest Buenos Aires has come today, and they're still pressing forward. Criminal crosses in, and McNeil gets it wrong. So this is a team that both sides, or this is a game that both sides could really do with winning, but as we near the 70-minute mark, neither side really able to get that goal. One goal either way could seal this match. As that ball over the top and that header, not enough velocity. McManus back to Ruben. McManus takes the shot, it pings through the box and back out to Scraper. Van Eindhoven to Hoppity. Hoppity finds Sanji behind, and a good save by Satoshi. And it can break that quickly for either team. Both sides have had flashes of brilliance at their respective ends of the pitch as Showman sends that corner in, and that is headed behind for another corner. Still plenty of time for one individual moment of brilliance that could change this match one way or the other. McNeil with the challenge on Sanji. Less than 10 to play. You get the sense that neither side would be fully satisfied with a draw. Even Romana, knowing that they could take any point they can get, will be disappointed not to have gotten a goal so far. They've certainly had moments where it was possible. Scraper under pressure does send it long. Flip, heads down, and Scott gets it. Van Eindhoven pouncing on that loose touch, hits the ball up the line. Sanji able to get to it, puts the cross in. Dobrich in the center. Can't quite get enough energy behind the header. And another good save by Satoshi, who in fairness has been very good today. It's likely time is going to be called, and there it is, the final whistle. Honors even here in Buenos Aires, 0-0 the final score, and Satoshi, the goalkeeper, is your player of the match. Some excellent goalkeeping for both sides, but Buenos Aires really, neither side really doing enough to win this one, but at the same time, both sides doing well to at least create some chances. It was the sort of match that you could really see either side winning, and I think both sides will be disappointed not to have won. Nevertheless, it is a point apiece, and that could tip the scales later on in the season. So a 0-0 scoreline in Buenos Aires. Romana still bottom of the table as it stands. Next up, from the bottom of the table to the top, we see Leafy side Celtic taking on Schwarzwälder Fußballverein. Celtic, of course, currently the runaway leaders of the Division 2 table. Relegated last season in the relegation playoff, looking to come back up at the first time of asking. And they've done a very good job of it so far. Currently the form team, perhaps in the entire SSL. Definitely in Division 2. There you see 5 points ahead of Tenochtitlan. Schwarzwälder now 1 point ahead of Romana in last. Obviously no relegation from Division 2, so last and second to last aren't as big a deal as they are in Division 1, but certainly a certain level of pride on the line for SFV as they try to distance themselves from the foot of the standings. Here's Clark, and that's held by Lax. SFV, of course, in their traditional black and white hoops, one of the more iconic looks in this league. Leafy side opting for a solid gray. Silver hoops, gets past Sinclair. Cross at the end line, headed in, or almost in, by Mia Dana, but too much air underneath it. Here's Galloway. Ball to Dybala, and Leandro Dybala might have opened the scoring if VAR allows it. On the 15th minute, we're reviewing it upstairs. We're about to hear the verdict. No goal. Been disallowed, I believe, for offside. We'll have to look at it. Watch Dybala in the top left. And there you see Dybala only just offside. But the goal will not stand. So Celtic have another chance here as ball sends in the corner. Williams rising above to claim it. Long ball here. Dybala. Hughes Galloway laying it off. Now through ball to Miedema. And Miedema scores, but I think Miedema was also offside. And once again, VAR checking it. And again, the goal is ruled out for offside. Well, there you see that one a little more clear-cut as Miedema well offside. A good finish, but one that will count for nothing in the end. Is it a matter of being over-eager for Celtic, or are SFV employing an offside trap? Whatever the case, that's 2 goals now that have been chalked off for Celtic. Ball loses out to Machado, and the referee has blown for a penalty. Well, once again, VAR being called into action here. And the penalty is given. It'll be Miedema to take it. And scores. Well, on the 3rd time of asking, Celtic have their goal. And it's a well-taken penalty. Williams does guess the right way, but can't get over in time. Lifting it past the keeper, and it is Leafyside Celtic 1, Shortfeld Fistballverein 0. This would be an important 3 points for Celtic as they continue to press their advantage in the table. Could certainly do with some insurance points. Tenochtitlan there to potentially pounce on any mistakes such as that one, as Maggie Sinclair has just leveled it. Started from deep. Some quick passing here for SFV. Machado found Sinclair, was able to take the touch around Superhoops, and that's a great finish off the post. Black's able to get there, but misjudges the flight of the ball. It caroms off the post into the net. And so we are once again level right before the half. SFV pushing for a go-ahead goal as the halftime period nears. Summers back to Xavier. Summers losing out to Miedema though. Pedrillo getting on to the end of it. Here's Dybala. Had a goal chalked off earlier. Cuts it back. And Takeda Takahashi puts Celtic back ahead. Well, Pedrillo did well to get back onto the ball there. Dybala with a good run. Kilgannon trying to make the challenge, but is drawn out of position. And Takahashi there looking for the cutback, and got it. An excellent finish, and Celtic lead 2-1 at the half. Well, apart from the goal, SFV have really offered nothing going forward. Celtic allowed to dictate the pace for most of this match so far. Now have to see if either side can rebalance this score sheet in the second half as we are underway here. Clark back to Madison. Now Xavier. SFB at one point, one of the biggest and most successful, or at least most threatening clubs in the SSL, but over the last few seasons have fallen on harder times. Really looking for a turn in fortunes. Unfortunately, they may not get it this season. As Pedrillo lets loose the free kick, and Williams just about able to get there. Ball now on the corner. Far post, and Nosworthy getting the header just wrong. Good positioning by Nyron Nosworthy, but the angle of the header I'm not sure if it would be too low or too high to cause that result, but nevertheless it was off. Now here's Takahashi, who scored that go-ahead goal. Puts the cross in, and this time Miyadema heads it away. And Celtic start to pull away here in the second half. This is good work from Takahashi to bring the ball under control. Summers contests but can't quite keep pace. Miyadema all alone at the far post to head that past Williams. An excellent attacking move by Celtic, and we are up 3-1. Hughes Galloway. Just in the corner, finds Dybala. Now Pedrillo takes the shot. Williams with a save. Ball delivers the corner, and that one headed over again by Nosworthy. Intercepting that pass, SFB coming forward again. Sinclair, work to Machado. Now to Postli, and that's just wrong. Some brilliant passing, but ultimately coming to nothing. Although Madison with the free kick, that one's right in the wall. To Postli puts it back, and again, not far off. A couple of threatening chances from SFB, but nothing to show for it. Now here's Super Hoops. Hendry puts the ball in for Dybala, who sends the fans a little souvenir. Less than 10 minutes to play. SFE 2 goals down. Will need to think of something fast if they want to get points. Takahashi over the top to Miyadema, who brings it under control and is offside. Miyadema on the hat trick, but that was not the moment for it. And so with 2 added minutes to play, Postli, Power, finding Sinclair, but Super Hoops intercepts. And a miscommunication there, though. Sinclair. Miyadema takes the challenge, and that is that. So Leafy side Celtic with a 3-1 win, never in any real danger of being usurped by Schwarzwalder there. Caroline Miyadema is your player of the match with a brace. Keita Takahashi also scoring a goal. Assist by Takahashi as well as Leandro Dybala. All in all, a great performance for Celtic as they further establish their lead at the top of the division. As for SFB, Maggie Sinclair doing the damage with a goal, Diego Machado on the assist. Nothing else really to report for them. Weren't able to get much going all day. And so we'll be back to the drawing board. 3-1 your final in Ireland. As we move on to our final match of the day, it is CD Tenochtitlan taking on Tokyo SC. Tenochtitlan are second in the league behind Celtic, and now that Celtic have won their match, Tenochtitlan will have to get 3 points here against Tokyo to try and keep pace if they want to have any hope of winning Division 2 and going back up to Division 1 next season without having to go through the playoff. Meanwhile, it's been a very solid, some would say surprising, Tokyo season thus far, although they have had some very inconsistent form of late. Still, they find themselves only 3 points back of Tenochtitlan. A win here would put them right in the thick of a promotion hunt. As we are underway here in Tenochtitlan, or excuse me, Mexico City. Well, it was once called Tenochtitlan, I suppose. Bloodflame intercepting that pass. Tut. Now De Silva. Slothinson in pressure. Hannibal Armaros. Finding Elliott. Herrera with a good challenge. And Bobby there to mop up. Long ball from Lee. Ultimately finds its way to Tut. Tut with a long shot, and that's just over. Can't quite keep that down. Pinkman. Now Elliott. Lee in pursuit. Elliott gets around Lee. Weaves past the keeper, and Johnny Elliott has a goal for Tenochtitlan. And CDT find themselves up 1-0 at home. This was some good movement here by Elliott. Lee, the veteran midfielder, just cannot do anything as Elliott slots it past Wolf. Some deft ball movement finds CD Tenochtitlan in the lead. Pinkman finding Tut. Tut again, making a run to the far wing. Ramos in pursuit. Cross goes in. Bit of a melee for it, and Elliott wins the corner. With the corner, and Pinkman heads it just over. Kilwa Zoldyk Jr. with the throw-in deep in CD Tenochtitlan territory. Face went down, but the referee did not give a penalty. Ruled it was a clean challenge, and CDT coming forward now. Armaros to Caetano. Now Tut. Bloodflame trying to work it to De Silva. Does come through for De Silva, and that's 2-0 to Tenochtitlan. This was good passing from Tenochtitlan. Tut found Bloodflame. Zoldyk got a foot to it, but couldn't bring it under control. De Silva able to capitalize. And Tenochtitlan doubling their lead. Elliott to Roger, and it's actually Cesar Pinkman who's able to put it away. I apologize, I thought it was Roger, but bit of a mess in the box, but it does work out, and Tenochtitlan suddenly up 3-0. Pinkman and Roger in roughly the same area of the goal. It falls to Pinkman, who's able to put it away. And just like that, Tenochtitlan with a huge lead on Tokyo. Bloodflame back to Tut. CDT continuing the attack. Roger. Now De Silva, already scored just a moment ago. Cross goes in. Elliott. Hyder didn't have enough velocity on it. Wolf holding on to it in goal. Now sending the long ball. Under battle, it falls to Armaros, but Ramos gets a foot in. Now Bloodflame gets behind the defensive line. Bloodflame, and that's deflected and took a lot of the energy behind it, or off of it. Elliott again. Herrera trying to cover. Elliott with the cross in, and Roger shot it into the calf of Ronflex for the corner kick. Gaetano near post, headed away. Elliott now dealing with it. Cross goes back in. Zoldyk heads it away. De Silva with it now. Had an alley, but Wolf holds onto it. All punched away by Wolf. Now it's back to De Silva again. Gaetano. Bobby with a good challenge to put Gaetano off, and that's going to be a corner kick. Up in the air near post. Another battle. Still going. Zoldyk putting it out of danger almost. Patterson. Now Slothinson taking it away. Pinkman now. Tout through to Patterson, takes the shot, and another corner kick. This has been one-way traffic here today. Tenochtitlan can do almost no wrong so far. And that header off the bar nearly went in. Here's Elliott. And Slothinson with a good challenge. It's around De Silva well. Sends it back into to Primaris. Armaros finding Elliott. Elliott to the end line, tries to put the cross in, it's blocked. Now Face. And Lee brought down in the box by Pinkman, and Tokyo with a penalty perhaps right before halftime. VAR is reviewing. This could really help with the momentum. And the penalty is given. There'll be no Face to stand on the spot. Asprey looking to try and save it. Face sends Asprey the wrong way and gets the goal. So perhaps a lifeline here for Tokyo, making it 3 goals to 1 with a great penalty. And that's how it stands at the half. Tenochtitlan with a flurry of goals early on. Murphy's getting that penalty late in the first half might be enough to swing some momentum. Tenochtitlan have been absolutely dominant in this match, though. Apart from the penalty, Tokyo with very few chances to speak of. Remember, they need this to try and keep pace with the rest of the promotion chasers. Ronflex to take the corner here. Back out to Ronflex. Back to Lee. Lee brought down, and the referee gives another penalty. That could be huge. VAR checking it. But penalty not given this time. It was hard to see what was different between this penalty and that one, but the referee's decision is overturned. Ramos gets the end line, trying to cross in, looking for Face working there. But Tokyo might have woken up here. Bobby. Now Zoldyk. Or Zoldyk, excuse me. Elliott now taking it forward for Tenochtitlan. Billy Bobby in pursuit. And was sent back out for Pinkman. Guerrero Strongine. Tot takes a long shot, and that ends up in the stands. Less than 30 minutes to play. Tokyo did get that goal before the half, but haven't really had any solid chances since. Eilish sends it back. Now Primaris. Zoldyke to Ramos. Trying to find Herrera, but Elliott intercepts. Good sliding challenge from Lee, but Elliott there to mop up and blazing away from the defenders. Gets to the end line, puts the cross in. Bar down, and oh, that is just unfortunate. Weekly Eilish, the own goal, and that might have ended any hopes of a Tokyo comeback today. I'll have to look at this again. Elliott put the cross in. Patterson got the header off the bar. And Eilish, for whatever reason, just heads it into their own net. I'm not sure how that happened, but Matchday will take it all the same. 4 goals to 1 here. Ramos. Now Face in behind. Pushed out wide, trying to pass back into Slothinson, but not able to stop it. Zoldyke. Ron Flex finds Ramos. He sends it all the way back to the back line. Lee takes the shot and it's saved. Northland takes the shot. Elliott just missing. Pinkman. Caetano now. Finds Tutt. Lays it off to De Silva. Patterson. Back to De Silva. Now Tutt again. There's Armaros taking a shot and Wolf able to get over to stop it. Less than 15 minutes to play, and it's looking like Tenochtitlan will have a deserved 3 points here, although there's still time for the unexpected to happen. Slothinson blocks that shot. Now on a solo run to the back line to the other end. He is eventually stopped and is going to have to reset, and that snuffs out that momentum. Roger carries it forward. Now Elliott back to Caetano into the center. Touch shot blocked. De Silva still with it. Caetano and a good challenge from Slothinson. Ramos now, and that will come to nothing. Patterson gets past Zoldyke, cuts it back. Bloodflame can't bring it in. And sending it away. Now Billy Bobby with a chance to take it up the other end. Has numbers. Forced out wide. Cross goes in. Ron Flex. And that header safely into Ashley's arms. Cross goes in. Ron Flex with a powerful shot. And No Face gets another one. If the referee or if VAR allows it at any rate. And it will be disallowed. Offside again. Look at the ruling. That is a very close ruling. Billy Bobby, the one ruled offside, interfering with play. But that goal will not count for Tokyo, as we only have 1 minute of added time. And it's a Caetano corner kick for Tenochtitlan. ends up going wide. That is it. Tenochtitlan with a well-deserved 4-1 victory. Johnny Elliott, your player of the match, with a goal and an assist and 3 clear-cut chances created. Cesar Pinkman and Sandro da Silva also getting goals. And, of course, Tenochtitlan benefiting from that own goal from Beakley Eilish. An unfortunate turn of events for Tokyo. But Tenochtitlan, the better team throughout, and continue to keep pace with Leafyside Celtic. Tokyo only receiving a goal contribution from that penalty by No Face. Ultimately not doing enough. They've had a good season thus far, but might be starting to fall off a little bit as Tenochtitlan boosts that gap back from second. Well, that'll do it for us here today. Before we go, a quick recap of the matches and where that leaves the table after today's action. So we saw that 0-0 draw between Buenos Aires and Romana earlier, then Celtic with the 3-1 win over SFV, and of course Tenochtitlan with the 4-1 win over Tokyo. Celtic remain 5 points ahead of Tenochtitlan, who now are 4 points ahead of Buenos Aires in third. And then at the bottom, so it really boils down to 2 pairs of teams. Celtic and Tenochtitlan in the promotion fight, Buenos Aires and Tokyo in the middle, and SFV and Romana at the bottom. Well, there's still plenty of soccer left to play and plenty of time for this table to rearrange itself. Hope you'll join us for the back half of this season. Until next time, this has been Metafiction. Take care.